Good afternoon. We are at the third day of Eurostar conference here in Edinburgh. I've been joined by Riis Sørensen from Denmark. It's a pleasure to have you here, Jan.
Thank you.
And please, as a start, can you please introduce yourself to the audience we have just now?
Yes, my name is Jan, and I work for Trifor QI Testhuset, as we have a stand just over here. And I have been working within test management for 20 plus years, something about.
Amazing. Fantastic. Jan, you've already delivered a talk as of yesterday with Eurostar. What was the topic you covered, please?
Well, the topic we covered is how it was a duel. We were two presenters, and it was about how we as test managers can use AI to some sort of elevate our impact as test managers.
Amazing.
We were not presenting, it was not magic. We had some really easy use case to replicate.
Excellent. And are you an active advocate of AI, do you think? Is that how you'd like to position yourself, or you're still someone who's trying it all out, or have you embraced well and truly AI and
definitely I am a curious person, and that goes within the trade of being a tester or test manager. And when ChatGPT 3.5 came out in, I think it was March 23, I instantly took it in because I wanted to see what was this AI kind of stuff, because it was new to all of us actually. But it was just about a year ago I began thinking, how can I use it in my daily work as a test manager? Is there any way I can use it for my documentation, to analyze defects, or anything of the task that I usually do?
Amazing. You seem like a person who's very agile and who adapts with changing times very easily. Do you think it's as easy for the wider community? Not everybody might be open to AI, and there might be a lot of hesitation and skepticism. What would you tell people like that? Why should they open themselves up to AI?
I think if I should just set the scene, I think the biggest issue we have concerning AI is fear, and it's lack of knowledge. And lack of knowledge turns into fear. And I think the corporate adaptation of AI is not going fast enough. You see, especially among public corporations, you see a complete ban of AI some places. And some are beginning taking it in, but they are limiting the use of AI.
It'll take a while before, I guess, the trust part of AI adoption is fully there, and in a wider sense, people will perhaps be a little skeptical because it feels like an unknown world.
And it is.
It is. Fair enough. And where do you see yourself in a way of a world that's maybe emerging and really quickly, embracing AI? Do you see yourself more and more becoming more like an evangelist of AI, or what's in the kind of next steps for you in this journey?
The thing is, I'm an avid AI user, but I'm also critical because I think, and it's been told all over the conference, that it is important to keep the human in the loop. And I think you cannot emphasize that enough, because you have to use your professional approach to the output you get. And I don't think you can use it professionally if you don't have a vast knowledge of your profession.
I agree. I think that human element to kind of make sure the content is correct in context, and for the occasion, for its usability, and for it to be meaningful, it's really important. And do you think there's different skills that the testers and test managers and people like yourselves should start to now pick up to be prepared for what's to come in future, potentially a domain dominated by AI?
I think it might be a cliche, but I think prompting and prompt engineering is something you need to be aware of, because it's no secret that the better the context, the better the result is that you actually get out of this. And I've seen many prompting too short, too simple, and they get the result and say, okay, I cannot use this because it's out of context.
Yes. I think that's a very good cue there. I think prompt and prompt engineering will perhaps be an important skill for people to develop.
Yes.
It might feel uncomfortable to start with, but you have to get used to it because that's the new reality.
And even so, prompting perhaps also get a little less important coming the future models. I know there's a 5.0 coming from OpenAI.
Yes.
And I've seen over the years that if you misspell something or don't give enough information, and actually it guesses because that's part of a hallucination, but sometimes it even guesses right. Yesterday I skipped something in my prompt and it said, oh, I think you mean this, and it was really spot on.
Okay.
Oh, are we there yet?
Interesting. Wow, amazing. I think perhaps the advancement has happened much more than we ever thought was going to be. Do you think there's a case for people who are fearing AI in terms of jobs going away and things like that? Do you think that fear is real? And is that valid fear?
Yes, I do so, but I don't think it's with our profession. But if you look over the times, jobs have disappeared due to natural evolution. I have some family that have been, typographer back in the day when you built newspapers with blocks of letters, and that's not there anymore because of PCs and software. And the same, I think, will be within administration, general administration, because agentic AI can cover much of the customer back and forth.
You think so? There'll be evolutionary reasons. There'll be some loss of jobs, but you still don't think it's to be feared?
No, and I'm generally against fearing something because you're not really, you don't know about it. I think you should jump right in and use it, but be careful and be critical and stay curious. Try just as testers normally are. Try here and there and see what works, and remember that, and build your prompt library based on what works.
Yeah, absolutely. No, fantastic. Is this your first Eurostar?
It's my second. I was in The Hague in 2018.
My goodness, wow.
But it's the first time as speaker.
Amazing, wonderful. I was there in 2018 edition as well.
In The Hague,
so I have lovely memories of that one. What's the highlight for you with Eurostar conferences or in general?
I don't like to brag, but the highlight was actually speaking because it was a lot for me to stand up there in front of all the other people. But I think Isabel Evans' talk it touched me really because I see the stereotypes. She talked about I used to joke about the seasoned developers were in dark rooms drinking sodas,
absolutely.
And I think that stereotype. When I tell at gatherings I work within software testing, oh, you're one of those. So it's still there. It's,
That's hilarious, but I fully agree. I think Isabel's talk was absolutely amazing and shines a light on how varied a kind of craft testing is, and still perhaps quite largely misunderstood by the wider community in a sense. What are you kind of taking away from this conference apart from what Isabel spoke about? AI has been discussed quite a bit. Is there anything that's kind of a new argument for you to process, anything to consider that you're taking away from this conference?
I think we have both, we have heard negative opinions about it, but I see more and more taking it in.
Yes.
But I think the issue is that it's hard to get management approval.
Yeah.
So for us in Testhus and Trifork QI, we have made an AI policy for us as consultants, but we are emphasize that the customer we work at, their AI policy is the one that rules it all.
Okay.
So I think the corporations, they need to take AI policy serious, and they need to go out there to the employees and say, you can use it this way and we encourage you to, but there are certain rules you have to abide to, GDPR, don't expose corporations' secrets and so forth.
Fantastic. I was actually going to ask you about a little bit about what are the kind of aspects that inspire you in terms of getting your own kind of creativity going. Is there anything that triggers you in your creative energy? Do you go to books? Do you listen to some of the kind of seasoned testing gurus, or is there anything that you draw a lot of energy from and thoughts
YouTube and podcasts.
Okay.
Those are my greatest inspiration, and also there's a lot of posts on LinkedIn.
Yes, absolutely.
I follow a few, I don't call them gurus, but a few experienced people within AI and get the ideas and the inspiration for using. And then I do my own, probing, trying. At the talk yesterday, I tried something, perhaps I shouldn't, but I tried. I had an idea when you chat with the AI, what if you can take all of that chat and transform it into a prompt. So I asked the AI, based on this chat we've just had, could you create a prompt I can use for future use?
Amazing.
So it's the thing about probing, trying something new, and be curious.
Amazing. Is that an advice you would like to give the new generation, up and coming testers, quality engineers, test managers, whatever kind of stream they're looking within this area? What's the advice you would like to give them?
First of all, I think it's important to get experience in software testing. It's important. I think taking some certification, getting to know all the different aspects within software testing before you putting AI into the mix, because it's like if you cannot read, it's hard to use a dictionary, and the same goes with AI. If you don't know your trade, you cannot tell the AI what you actually need.
Nice one. We had another speaker say the same thing, to say, get to know what's testing and the craft of it before you start to put some additional kind of nuances to it. So, no, that's fantastic advice. And I was going to ask you, are you an active member of the Denmark and the kind of Danish testing community? Are you actually engaged with the community in general?
I haven't been. We have DSTB, which is a part of ISTQB, but I haven't been participating that much. But I'm an eager posting on LinkedIn and so forth.
Nice one.
And I hope with my upcoming podcast I can contribute to and share what I experience.
Brilliant. No, really excited to hear about your podcast journey. And where can people find all of this content, please? Can you share where people can follow your work and everything you're doing?
It's not up yet. It's still in the planning phase, but follow me on LinkedIn and it will be posted there.
Super duper. No, that's amazing. And anything that you would like to kind of add as your parting note for Eurostar, this edition of Eurostar, and anybody listening to you right now?
I think this experience gives me more than I actually was prepared for, because one thing is going to the track talks and the tutorials, but the thing is going around talking with equal-minded people. That actually gives me just as much personally and also knowledge-wise, because it's you have a lot of very
diverse ideas, isn't it?
Exactly.
Amazing. So in the day of remote working and everything, you think conferences should still very much go strong and There's a lot of value you get from
As a
such
matter of
occasions.
fact, we need more of it.
Yes.
I think, and I see them popping up around,
Yes.
and it's really nice because it's the only way we can get out of our bubble, so
Yes.
to speak, and learn from others. Because we work in sort of the same sectors, but we have different approaches
Yes,
to
yes,
testing.
absolutely. No, makes sense. And indeed, I think this for me has been one of the biggest places of learning. I've kind of been able to connect to some of the kind of real legends of testing, and I've learned so much from how they approach learning as such. And I don't know if there's something that you'd kind of like to advise your clients when you go back from whatever you've taken here. Have you collected a lot of content that you could then impart on your clients in your consultancy?
I think those out there who are, just in the beginning of evaluating, can they use AI within their business? I think they need to be sure what are the use cases, what are the obstacles they see in their daily life that perhaps could be utilized using AI. I think get a hold of what your use cases are and see how and whatever tool you can use for that, try it out.
Fantastic.
And remember, be professional and critical all the way, then it should be good.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Thanks so much, Jan, for sharing a lot of thoughts. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah,
and
wishing
you all the very best with your podcast and with everything you're on to do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Yeah.